Welcome back to the Sunday Business Page.
Emily Dickinson, the great poet, wrote, "There is no frigate like a book to take us lands away." With the help of a bright, idealistic senior at North Allegheny High School, the lives of many people who live in Bangladesh are being changed one book at a time. Sudipto Wahed and his father, Abdus Wahed, a professor of biostatistics at the University of Pittsburgh, began collecting children's books and shipping them to developing countries where English is not the first language. The books made their way to a village in Bangladesh when Abdus Wahed visited India through Bangladesh, and they were distributed to a Bangladesh high school. Since then, several hundred additional books have been sent to different Bangladeshi schools. We're so pleased to welcome Sudipto and Abdus Wahed to the Sunday Business Page to tell us more, really, about this amazing story. Sudipto, welcome to the show. And Professor Wahed, you go by Wahed, right?
Yes.
All right. I don't want anyone to. I'm calling you by your last name. That's what,
sure. That's the way I like it.
Good, good. So, Sudipto, you were born in the U.S.
Correct. Yeah.
Your dad is from Bangladesh, so you're obviously Bangladeshi. You've made a couple trips back there to visit cousins and relatives, but it was on your last trip that you realized something that led to, I think, a wonderful community service. Tell us about that trip.
Yeah, so the last time that I went back to Bangladesh was in 9th grade, so the summer or the winter of 2014. Whenever we went, my dad has always brought books with him every time that he's gone on his own, but this time I accompanied him, and I saw that all of my cousins, and I have many cousins who are roughly my age, a lot of them are younger, some of them are a bit older than me, but all of them seemed to be like so eager to read these books, and I was just amazed at how eager they were to read them, but also just how much they learned from reading them, because whenever the English that they're learning from their schools is pretty limited in the nature. The majority of the things that they know about the English language, and in addition to that, the culture of like American society, comes mostly from Hollywood, the movies that they watch, and also just the news and the media. And that's
not always the best way to get your...
Yeah, I mean, it's not really the best way to get like an idea of what the American culture and society is like. So what I noticed whenever I came here is that all of the books that they had from their schools, all of their write-ups that they're doing in English from their English classes, the English language they're learning, it was very limited in a sense that the textbooks were very dull, uninteresting,
right.
Not that fun to read. I saw the write-ups that they had, some of my cousins, full of lots of grammatical mistakes. And
so you thought of the idea of just getting old used books from this area and shipping them to Bangladesh?
Yeah, so my dad has been doing this for a long time, and it finally made sense to me, like, oh, like this is very helpful for these children to actually learn the English language, to get a good experience of the culture. I thought, why not expand it to the countless other students and children who are in Bangladesh who are in the exact same situation.
Yeah. So, Wahed, you're back and forth to Bangladesh much more than your son.
Yes.
And you came up with the idea of just packing an extra suitcase?
That's correct. So I was thinking, because I have my brothers and sisters as well as my nephews, nieces, and actually the first thing that I noticed was one of my brother, he was studying English in college. So I was looking at one of his writing, and then it struck me because he's studying English, but his writing was so like, I would say, even not high school standard.
Right.
So I think I was asking him, do you read English books, textbooks, or novels, or these kinds of things? And he says, I tried to read them, but I don't find them interesting.
Yeah.
So I thought that, well, if we could give these people some books that are really interesting, because when I moved here, it was a sea change for me.
Right,
because
of course.
I found the books. For example, I can think of Magic Tree House books. Although I was reading it at my older age, but I still found them so interesting. The presentation of the contents
right.
through the stories.
So you brought a bunch of these books with you.
Exactly.
And
so
these are the kinds of books you're collecting. Let's turn them around a little so people can see the titles. You know, because you have quite a few in there.
Yeah, so these are like the
I
books
recognize
that-
some of the authors and lots of children.
These are mostly classic children's books, and you can see them.
Right.
And if you look at them, these are all paperbacks.
Yes, which would be easier to transport.
Exactly.
Especially in terms
Excuse
of
me.
shipping costs. Yeah.
So, do you have excuse me, students in North Allegheny who are helping you get these books, or in the region who are you're accepting contributions, I assume?
Yeah, so we're accepting contributions all the time, but the majority of our books have come from major book drives that we've run. Last year we ran one through a service organization at our school called Key Club, and they were willing to run a book drive for us. And surprisingly, over the 4 weeks that we had this book drive, people came in, turned in books. By the end, we had over 1,000 books.
Over 1,000 books. Well, I will tell you, I have a basement full of books.
Yeah, like that's
You
the
know,
yeah.
and so I think a lot of, and I will not throw out a book. I would rather give it to you. So the bottom line is that if anybody is interested in donating books, you want to take them.
Of course, yeah, we will be accepting any donations of these books.
That's
Mostly we are focusing on, I have to say, the children's book,
Yes.
and at the elementary level,
Gotcha.
because if we go at the higher standard books or the higher level books, they are not.
We have just run out
Ready
of
to do
time,
that.
and
Okay, sure.
I love what you're doing. Congratulations again on this great community service for Bangladesh, also for Americans. It's good for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
again.
very much.
We'll be back with a program note and more of the Sunday Business Page in just a few moments. Stick with us.